Hi, everybody. I'm Caleb. And, all right. So, hi, everybody. Well, welcome to our COGG live stream once again. So, our once a month live stream. And it's too distracting. I can't do it. I'm going to turn it off.
He has his voice in his ears.
Yes. I'm just going to do this. Okay. Let's turn all of that off. It's too much, too distracting. Anyway, I don't like listening to myself at a half-second delay. Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome to COGG. Welcome to our monthly Let's Play. Now, my normal compatriots were unable to be here today. And so rather than me playing a game by myself that requires an incredible amount of concentration, which would effectively just be like silently playing this game, which would probably not be anywhere near as much fun to watch, especially since we want to talk about design. I have also brought along my lovely wife, Lydia.
Hi.
So she is joining us today. This is actually not Lydia's first time on a stream. It is her first time on a COGG stream, but we actually used to, before we moved, had a regular weekly Let's Play that we did together where we just played games and had fun and talked about them. Hopefully that will come back.
Mostly Caleb played.
Yes, that's true. Mostly Caleb played. But we had good discussions and laughs, and you'd read all of the dialogue.
Yes,
and that was
voices. I don't think I'll have to do that for today's game.
No, there's some dialogue to be
Do you want
read.
me to pull out my 1930s, 1940s announcer voice?
There actually is one of those.
Yeah.
There actually is one of those, as we will soon see. But yes, so what we are going to be doing today. So just so if you're new, what we are typically going to do here is the focus of this Let's Play is we're all about design. So COGG is a community organization. If you aren't familiar with it, it's the Central Ohio Game Developers Group. And the goal for COGG is to create a space where we can bring people together who like to make games, either from like a hobbyist interest level to a student level to a professional level and beyond. Anybody who's interested in making games, you're all welcome. We want to help you find networking, interaction, and help develop your tools and skill sets in order to make better games. And so one of the things that we do is this Let's Play. And what this usually looks like is we have a theme, we host a vote on the theme, and then whatever the game is picked, we'll play that and we'll talk about its design elements. And so we'll look at all of the things from art to gameplay to story, the whole shebang. And so we'll go through, we'll talk about the design, we'll break it down, and hopefully through that discourse, and hopefully we'll have you online to also have some back and forth with us as well, because we always value your insights. We're not going to be able to see everything that is there to be seen, but the whole point is that hopefully you grow as a designer, looking at games, learning from games, that you can then go and make your games even better. So this week, or this month, what our theme was, and we didn't actually get a full-on vote going this time, but what happened is there was a announcement recently of a television show made by Netflix, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that is coming out soon. I think this month?
Yes, February.
Okay, February. So it'll be before the next Let's Play happens, and that that show is based off of the game we're going to play today, and so I thought it'd be fitting to pull this one up. This is a game that's from 2017, so it's a couple of years old. Actually, that's 2017 doesn't feel that old, but that's like 5 years old now. 5 years in September, anyway.
That's a lifetime ago.
That's pretty cool. Wow. And so the game that we are going to play today, and I'll just advance the slide here to the next one, is Cuphead. Yay! Okay, so Cuphead, they have made and they're releasing a Cuphead TV show, which is wild to me that they were able to get the funds for that, get the support for that.
It's especially funny because it's aimed at children.
Yeah.
The show is aimed at children. The game not necessarily.
Oh yeah, which we'll talk about. So what the theme for this month actually is challenge. Now, if we had gone through the normal process and I had said, okay, our theme for this month is going to be challenge-based games, and we're talking specifically like technical challenge, though there could be other ways to interpret challenge, we probably would have seen a number of games on this list. Games like Dark Souls, Super Meat Boy, Cuphead. There are others. There's this one that I'm forgetting what its name was, but it was like a hardcore, you have to like survive. It's a very brief period of time. It's like maybe 5 minutes. It's a 5-minute round, and it gives you these waves of enemies, and you had to, and it was super, super, super difficult.
There's a link for the trailer in the live chat right now.
Oh, well, thank you, Wes. Yes, Wes has dropped a link to the show's trailer.
He also plugged our Let's Play.
Thanks, Wes. Yes. Distractions. Yes, so we're focusing on challenge games, and I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Because I'm going to be playing this game, it is going to be difficult to have lots of in-depth conversations. So my plan is, what we're going to try and do is, obviously Lydia will be sharing her thoughts as well, but what I'm going to try and do is, this is the kind of game where you die a lot, and so we're going to try to analyze things between runs. And so we're kind of okay, we're going to pay attention to this thing now. I'll play, I'll die, and then we'll go back and talk about the thing that I was talking about paying attention to. So that's the way that we might be able to progress with this. Also, if there's anything that you see that you find interesting that you want to chime in on, please drop something in the chat and we'll take a look at it. And
I'll be trying to keep an eye on it.
And so Cuphead, made by Studio MDHR, I believe. Yes, and released in September of 2017. This game's been around for a while. It did very well. It actually has not gone on sale very much. I think the most I've ever seen it on sale for was 25% off, and that's simply because it just has always done really well. People have really latched onto this game as something special. There is a lot of stuff very special in this game. Obviously, we're going to have to talk about the art style. That's a critical piece of what they're trying to do in this particular game. But also, we're going to have to talk about a lot of mechanics and things as well. But apparently, they actually a couple of interesting things about how they built this. It's actually built in Unity. So any of you who are Unity developers like me and others, yes, it's absolutely you can totally make phenomenal games in Unity. Not that I think anybody in COGG questions that, because there's lots of people making phenomenal games in Unity at COGG, but lest there be any doubt. So yes, very cool things going on there. They had a lot of inspiration, obviously, from old school artistic style decisions. And we'll talk more about that as we get into it. But so super excited to share this game with you. Excited to share this world with you. I might have to do a little bit of adjusting when we get into the game for position of things, but hopefully it'll all work out. Also, some of you may be thinking, this is capable of 2-player play. Lydia has chosen not to play with me. It is a very challenging game and not Lydia's favorite kind of gameplay.
I I do game. I was just playing Zelda with my kids this morning. But I definitely, the more technically challenging games are not the kind of games that I roll with. I mean, I have technical proficiency in games, but not this level of technical complication is just not.
Well, and timing puzzles are your least favorite.
No.
And this is basically one giant timing puzzle.
Yeah, no. Timing puzzle. It's like every time there's a timing puzzle, I'm like, nope. Sometimes I hand the controller to Caleb. I just can't.
Here we go. I am going to push this button and everything will go dark. Wow. Like that. And then I'm going to push this button and hopefully everything works. Let you all enjoy the opening here.
Well, Cuphead and his pal Bugman, they like to roll the dice. By chance they came on Devil's Game, and gosh, they paid the price. Paid the price. And now they're fighting for their lives on a mission fraught with dread. And if they proceed but don't succeed, well, the devil will take their heads.
I love it so much. I was not expecting that as the opening.
Also, they match the poker chips.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see it. Yeah. I love that it just transitions into the piano version of it. It was really great. So you can see just by the opening, they are completely 100% into the aesthetic choices that they have made. So we've got the animation style, we've got the grain filter, and like the music, the musical style, with the way that they're singing and the recording style. I mean, they're 100% into this, and they stay that way the entire game. It's really, really phenomenal. So we were just looking at the Wikipedia page at the people who were the influences for it were obviously like old school Disney, but also was it Fletcher?
Fleischer, Max Fleischer, who is actually, he did it first. Disney copied him. I'm pretty sure he was behind Betty Boop. Maybe Felix the Cat. Maybe I'm wrong. There are a whole bunch of them that he also did the Superman cartoons, the original ones, and did rotoscoping for them, which in order to get the sense of weight. That obviously didn't match this style, but he was very popular in the 30s, very influential. And then Disney stole all his stuff and stole all his audience, and then he lost everything, and I think he died dirt poor alone or something like that. It was pretty depressing. But interesting, there were quite a few cartoons that he did that involved selling your soul to the devil. I think there was a Minnie the Moocher. There was a Minnie the Moocher cartoon with Betty Boop, and if you know Minnie the Moocher at all, the song, it is also heavily about selling your soul to the devil and stuff like that. So.
All right. Well, I was looking at the team size. So I think the studio said it was started by two brothers or two good friends. I'm forgetting which, but all together they had some additional help.
We have a date, 1930.
Oh, there you go. It took some additional. They had some additional programming help and also additional artistic help. But I don't think this team was very big, like maybe less than 10 people. So yeah, it's cool.
It's always impressive.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and start us a new game here so we can take a look at the opening segment. So you can choose which character. You can choose Cuphead or Mughead?
Yes. I know it. I think it's Mugman.
Mugman, yes.
Mugman.
Cuphead or Mugman. Yep, that's right. So we'll go ahead and just do Cuphead here. A wink. It's a great animation. Once upon a time in a magical place called Inkwell Island, there were two brothers named Cuphead and Mugman. They lived without a care under the watchful eye of the wise Elder Kettle. You're next.
One day, the two boys wandered far from home, and despite the Elder Kettle's many warnings, ended up on the wrong side of the tracks and entered the Devil's Casino.
Inside, Cuphead and Mugman soon found themselves on the winning streak at the craps table. Hot dog! Exclaimed King Dice, the casino's sleazy manager. These fellas can't lose.
Nice run, boys, laughed a newcomer. The brothers gasped. It was the casino's owner, the devil himself. Now how about we raise the stakes, he suggested with a toothy grin.
When one more roll and all the loot in my casino is yours, the devil boomed. But if you lose, I'll have your souls. Deal?
Cuphead, blinded by easy riches, nodded and grabbed the dice for a throw. Good gosh, Cuphead, no! Cried Mugman, for he understood the danger, but it was too late.
Snake eyes! The devil laughed the devil while slamming the floor. You lose! The brothers trembled in fear, and he loomed over them. Now about those souls.
The brothers pleaded for their very lives. There must be another way to repay you, Mugman stammered. Yes, please, mister, Cuphead added.
Perhaps there is, the devil snickered, pulling out a parchment. I have here a list of my runaway debtors. Collect their souls for me, and I just might pardon you two mugs.
The devil exists in all accents. Now get going, the devil roared, kicking the boys out most rudely. You'll have till midnight tomorrow to collect every one of those souls. Otherwise, I'll be the one collecting yours.
Cuphead and Mugman were frightened terribly frightened, and ran away as fast as they could. Come on, Mug, panted Cuphead. We have to find the Elder Kettle. He'll know what to do.
This is like our Let's Play. This is how this rolls.
Yeah.
What a fine pickle you boys have gotten yourselves into. I know you don't want to be pawns of the devil, but if you refuse, I can't bear to imagine your fates. You must play along for now, collect those contracts. And you'd best be ready for some nasty business. Your debtor friends won't be very friendly once you confront them. In fact, I expect they'll transform into terrible beasts. Take this potion so they won't hang you out to dry. It will give you the most remarkable magical abilities. Now go to my writing desk and use the mystical inkwell there. You need to prepare yourselves for a scrap. It's dangerous. Go on, to go alone. Here, take this.
All right.
Tutorial.
Yes. All right, so we've got our basic plot structure. Everything is set up, and they give us our tutorial. They actually do have an option. If you continue to the left side of that previous screen, it will give you the option to not do the tutorial, so you can just skip it and move on if you've already played it. But we always like to look at tutorials here. Tutorials are a very critical piece of the experience, so we'll go ahead and take a look. So, le tutorial. All right, so first thing, ducking abilities. Moving down, ducking. There we go. Pretty standard. Nothing here is a super big surprise.
It's on a piece of paper.
Yes.
Because it's animated.
It would be great if it was on like one of those roller things.
Yeah, that would be fun.
So yeah, nothing too unexpected here. Your pretty standard jump mechanic. Do have dashing.
Clever.
Descent is your pretty standard descend mechanic for partially descendable platforms. We have shoot. Shooting is, in my opinion, satisfyingly fast. Like it's just such.
I love this finger. It's pretty great.
Yes. So you can also, this is something that's kind of nice. I don't think it's original, but you can actually lock yourself in place. So that becomes pretty critical at times because at certain times you don't want to move or you want more accuracy. But it gives you 8-way aiming, which is always great. So we can go ahead and... Now this part I think is really fascinating and really, really does a lot for the game. So what they have set up here is they have this pink objects deal. And they consistently approach this. The only thing pink in the game are these pink objects. And what they allow you to do is you can interact with them in a way that you can't interact with other things in the game. So when you are in the air and you push jump again, you'll notice that there's kind of a pink... This is a regular jump. And you know if I push A again, there's like a pink swish on the character's hand. So this temporarily gives you the ability to what they call parry. And so you can actually find pink items and hit them, and they'll give you kind of like a secondary effect. Pink items will do a couple of things for you. The thing that it's telling you in the tutorial is you'll notice down in the bottom left, there's an HP meter. So you only have 3 HP. That's 3 hits until death. But as you hit the pink items, it'll actually fill up this card deck until you have 5 cards. That will be how you will use your super abilities. Now, the pink stuff can also be used for utility. So 1, it gives you these cards. 2, pink items are usually dangerous, and so if you parry them, then they won't hurt you. But also, there's usually a utility to it as well. So like this. So you can actually use them... Oops, there's a microphone there. Surprise, surprise. You can actually use it to navigate your environment to a degree that you weren't able to previously, which I think is... The fact that they were able to combine all 3 of those things into a single mechanic is really great.
Wes says pink, hideous magenta, tomato. Actually, that's a good point about picking this pink specifically.
Okay.
They've heavily leaned into a specific art style, and the Technicolor cartoons, like the kinds of colors, pink wasn't this kind of pink. Doesn't actually fit in all the way into the art style. It wasn't as common. Like the colors that they've picked, the kind of reds and blues and you know, those colors are more natural to this aesthetic. I see that pink and I think of like 80s cartoons. Like it is not a 1930s color, especially not for these kinds of cartoons, which is great because then it stands out. It is something that is going to catch your eye in the middle of like the aesthetic mesh of things.
Absolutely.
And that's very clever to step out of their kind of artistic aesthetic in order to communicate something important.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I also wonder if it has anything with
I don't know. I have a daughter. Pink can hurt you.
I don't know if it would also have something to potentially do with color blindness. Could also be a particular thing. I noticed that a lot of times the items that get replaced with the pink are usually black, and so perhaps it also is beneficial in that way. It stands out. I don't know if it does or not.
Yeah.
If that would be problematic, or even if they have a way to change what color it is, that could be interesting too.
Yeah.
So this little bit here is if you are playing 2-player, whenever one of the characters is defeated, they turn into a little specter and they float away, and the other player has a brief period of time to parry their ghost and bring them back. So that's a way that a 2-player team can kind of keep themselves rolling a little bit longer. And here we go. So this is the extra super move. So the way it works is that you have the 5 cards. If you have all 5 of the cards, you'll do one big super attack. And then otherwise, you can use a single card to do a kind of more powerful but less than the super tech one. So because we have 5 right now, it'll actually, or I guess I don't have a super move equipped right now. So right now it's just doing the kind of middle of the road super move.
It's a blue lemon.
Ah, yes, and there's coinage. So there's a very simplistic shop mechanic. I like that it's not overly complicated. It's collect coins, unlock basically new weapons, and new super abilities. That's very straightforward. All right, so let's actually get cracking here. So this gives us an overworld map, which is always fun. It's very appropriate for this kind of a game. Now, by and large, this game is actually more of a boss rush. So you're dealing with a series of bosses. There are a couple of more traditional levels involved, and we'll actually start with one of those. One of the things that I like is they, if you're ever watching these old shows, because they would build their scenes in layers, right? So the bottommost layers would be the background layers, and they'd be static. They wouldn't change over the course of a scene. But you could very frequently tell what other elements in the scene were going to be animated, because they have a slightly different look about them, so they'd stand out from the background. So you'd like see some characters on a screen, and so you'd see a rock, and the rock was in the same style as the characters, but different than the background. You're like, something's going to happen with that rock. So it gives you like a little bit of anticipation. What they did here in the map is they took that same idea and then they animated the things that you can interact with so that they stand out, and then everything else in the background is static. And I think that was just a nice little like flavor touch to kind of bring out some of this, which is really cool. There are also secrets on the map. Some of them can be like, I don't actually know if there's anything over here, but it looks like there could be. And
finding secrets is Caleb's specialty.
I love secrets. A lot of it has to do with the way that you complete the levels. So different levels will complete to unlock certain things. And there are people you can interact with on the map here.
Hey, fellas, looks like you're in for it now, eh? Well, I used to be the same way, always getting into trouble. Running, jumping, shooting. But now I prefer just strolling and going around to strolling around and going to the pictures. But hey, let me give you a hand. Take this. You received 3 gold coins.
I just love the way that looks. Like that animation is so good.
Is that Pac-Man?
Kind of? Question mark? But it just like how it's not straight from frame to frame. It's just slightly off. I don't know. I just love it. Yeah, so I got to show you the shop. There's this like coin guy down here that I'm very intrigued by.
Pork Rinds Emporium.
Pork Rinds Emporium.
Okay.
Isn't that great? So yeah, this is your shop, and you can buy different upgrades. Mostly what they end up doing is you can swap out which weapon selection that you have.
I'm not a professional voice artist. It would be nice. It's complicated. Thank you for the compliment. All right, sorry.
Wes has a good point. He says he's like to see the game's spreadsheets. Sprite sheets. That would be really fascinating. Now, my guess is that the filter is a filter. Like it's not something that's actually an artifact of being recorded. Like there's definitely digital stuff going on here.
Is he gonna kick us out because we're taking too long? He's looked at his watch.
Oh no, I don't know. I've never just sat here before. That's great. I'm actually not sure that I noticed that animation before. But yeah, it's a lot of interesting sprite sheets going on. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and actually buy the thing I bought in my previous play, is this. I find this to be a very, very beneficial thing. But that was all of our coinage.
You got to equip those new purchases if you want to use them.
Look at your equip card, you bums.
Our cute little punch card. No, that was great. I love it. I appreciate it. So,
Pea shooter, yeah.
Yeah, so what you can do is you can have two guns that you can actually swap between. I think it's left bumper. You can swap between two different weapons. You can also equip different supers. You do have a super to deal, like... Unless super is referring to the thing that you do when you have the 5 cards, and maybe that's what it is.
Yeah,
like
I think that's what that might be.
I don't know what charm is, actually. But you can kind of see your progress. But I'm going to go ahead and equip the weapon that I just picked up as my primary. All right. Yeah, you can see that this one's going to be a short range with more damage. Okay, so we're going to actually start with this level up here. Again, most of these levels are going to be actual, like, just a boss fight and nothing else. But this one is actually one of the run and gun levels. And you'll see the 5 outlines there are 5 coins. So you can do this level to find some more coins to purchase more things in the studio.
It's a ticket.
What I like is they give this to you super early, and it's actually not really that hard of a level. And so you can have, like, they give you the 1 coin at the beginning, the 3 coins with the guy on the fence, 5 more coins, which means you guaranteed at least 1 more purchase. So they give you a couple of options if you're struggling that you could potentially utilize right out of the gate, which I think is really nice. Let's go ahead and try it.
Knowing that you have a challenging game, but not wanting to be punishing.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's the switch, so you can see which one's active. So here's our normal one. Here's our new one. So it shoots out kind of 5 different attacks in a close proximity, but has a much shorter range. But you get like a ×5 hit if you're hitting on all of them, which is really, really nice. Things in this game either have no health or tons of health. Yeah, so this is our we'll start this level. I want you to kind of get a
Nice that they show you right away that people can come from the other side.
Yeah,
that's
good
the first
point.
one that,
Absolutely.
teaching you what to look for so you don't get blindsided. Things aren't just going to be... That is one
of the first things that happen.
Yeah, they aren't just going to be coming from the right, which is contrary to a lot of this kind of, side-scrolling game.
By the way, I did actually try to go down here earlier.
Of course you did.
Now you'll notice that these guys shoot the bright pink stuff.
Oh, that one's purple.
But not all of them are. So if you try to parry the purple one, you'll be in trouble.
There's a parry.
Yep.
Piranha plant.
Very obviously piranha plant.
It's interesting because this is a good example of, like, I mean, there are ways to which this is a lot like just Mario, like straight up platformer, but it's doing something very different with the aesthetics that makes it, that really shows you how you can copy the mechanics of a game and have an entirely different game experience just by changing the aesthetic and the tone. Because this is not the same as playing Mario, but it is the same as playing Mario. It's really cool.
Bravo!
I almost made it through without getting hit. Oh well.
background is very like Looney Tunes cartoons. The
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, even the music is a bit pulling on that too. Our results.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
there's a great comment going on in the chat.
You can go ahead and read it.
Yeah, it's still amazed at how the enemies require multiple hits, but they don't have health bars, but it still feels natural.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait.
Cutting corners.
I figured out. I found a secret. I found a secret. Yeah.
It's very you, and you got an achievement for it.
I got an achievement for it.
What are you looking at? My chip? Ha! It's not my fault. I've been busy fighting off those casino debtors. Now I gotta save up to have my blade fixed. So help me. I wish someone would bust that King Dice one. He's used the chip.
That was funny. I was like, well, can you go up here?
It's of course, it's very you.
Ah, but then they throw another one right there just to trick you. All right, we'll go back to actually to fight one of these. So, I don't know actually whether they intend for this fight or the one up here to be the first battle. I assume it's probably they intend you to come up and hit this and then hit this one.
Okay.
So, so this is a thing that they can do.
Ooze.
Is they have simple and regular. So simple is kind of a weaker, toned down version of the zone, and then regular is the full thing. However, you can't actually collect the soul of the debtor on simple. You have to beat them on regular. So it does at least kind of give you, here's a chance to practice, to learn some of the basic ideas, but there's no reward for doing that. And then regular, that actually is the thing that gets you the full reward.
The ticket is black and white, like old black and white movies, but the toggle is in color.
A brawl is surely brewing.
Okay. So, what we're going to do here is I'm going to fight the boss just briefly. I'm going to maybe intentionally not win. So when I, actually die, then people aren't, I could be like, see, I meant to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the boss and let's just watch the boss's movements for a little bit. And then we'll come back and we'll talk about it a little bit. Okay, watch that again.
Bounce, bounce, bounce.
Oops.
Very telegraphed giant balloon punch.
Very telegraphed giant balloon punch. All right. I'll go ahead and just die there. Okay.
Well, a face like mine isn't a crime to be bouncing all the time.
Okay, so there's a couple of things I want to point out here.
MDHR Inc. Death.
So, when you have a game like this, where it's intentionally very challenging, effectively, what has to happen... Well, so, let me take one more step back. So you have games that are challenging, that are intended to really push the player to succeed expertly at the controls in order to do well. And then you have games that are utterly frustrating. It's like the game
Punishing.
is punishing. They're trying to hurt you. And there's a fine line between those two. It's super easy to make a game that's really frustrating that's trying to punish you. Those games are very, very easy to make. All you have to do is throw random stuff in there, impossible jumps, super precise. It's really, really easy to make one of those games. To make a game that is challenging in a satisfying way is really hard to do. Now, one of the things that we're going to talk about here is, Lydia said, telegraphing. What you have to do is every single boss battle is a tutorial in how to beat it. And so the success or failure of your players is going to depend on how you are teaching them to beat the boss through the boss. And so we'll try this again, and I'll show you a little bit what's going on here. So you have, it does the bouncing, and it does those, I don't remember if it's entirely consistent every single time, but you get a sense that it's about a certain number of bounces. We could actually, let's try counting,
2,
but
3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's not consistent.
yeah. I think it does have a little bit to do with where the boss ends up. So it's gonna have to be like in the middle. Oh, no, I'm wrong. Yeah. But that's the basic core of the boss. You have the boss bounces around, and then at a certain point does this very loud telegraphed punch move. Now, what I'm finding out about some of the bosses in here is that they do these loud telegraphs, but you don't necessarily have a lot of a window to escape them, even with the telegraph, because your character doesn't actually move very fast. And so you have to have anticipated a little bit, because otherwise what's going to end up happening is you'll see it coming, and there's just nothing you can do about it. So yeah, so we got this bouncing boss, pretty much just the 2 moves, and you have to pay attention. And I think this is where randomness can get really useful and really interesting. A lot of the bosses have pretty static moves. They don't change very much. They don't vary much. But they throw in a little bit of randomness in how they're used. But it's boxed randomness. So whether or not the boss uses the punch isn't statically based on a simple number, but it is within a window. You can always expect a punch after about this long. So yeah. Anyway, we'll look at
5
more
to
of
7
this.
times.
Ow.
That's what it looks like.
Oh jeez. Okay. There's going to be lots of death in this game. This is another thing that's really cool, I think, about this, is it shows you your progress.
How far you got, yeah.
And each of the bosses go through a series of stages, and they're indicated by those goalposts. So every time you hit a goalpost, the boss will transition in some way from one form to another. So you can kind of start getting a sense of how far along you actually are on the boss. Yeah, so let's go ahead, and I'll actually try to succeed this time. Oops.
Next mode, so now he's bigger. And there were question marks to say, hey, something's happening.
Actually,
Things
those
are
might
changing.
have been... Oh, shoot, I pushed the wrong button.
It might have been what?
They might have been parryable.
Oh.
I didn't think about that. Oh, there you go.
Well, hey.
Hey, I almost made it to
Yeah.
the second goalpost there. I beat this boss on the simple mode because it was my first one. I was just kind of playing with it. Oh, you can keep shooting when you're crouched. That's
Good to
really
know.
nice.
Again, a nice situation to kind of learn some of what you're capable of doing. When you hit him, you make a... Yeah.
They are parryable.
They're
Ah,
parryable.
shoot, and then I dashed into him.
It's,
Alas.
when he gets hit, he makes... The sound is the sound of breaking ceramics. When he gets hit.
Oh,
it's like breaking
oh,
china.
I love it.
Now you have all your stuff. Your 5 cards. Oh. Can you pull this off? This is a question.
He's moving faster.
Okay. You gonna deflate? Oh, is this his third mode? Wes is saying, depending on what weapon you unlocked, you can beat the boss several ways. It's a nice way to indicate that you're not necessarily going to be fighting the boss the way that you think you would be. For him to, you're fighting the gravestone. You're not fighting the boss necessarily. He's gonna change. Their bosses are gonna change as you fight them, not just in kind of their modes, but like the way that they look.
Oh, jeez. Oh, I got him. Whew.
Wes says the boomerang weapon was OP for sure.
Oh, interesting. Oh. Hey, not too bad.
Happy for a bee.
Whoa, there are 17 people online. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Wow, that was well, it wasn't too bad, but it was a little challenging. Goopy Legrand. Soul Contract. Okay.
This music is, it sounds like The Entertainer.
It's just slightly off of it. Yeah. Okay. Let's go back to pork rinds. If you have just joined us, we'd love to see you say hi. Let's see here. Is this the boomerang? Jump or rebound? That could be the boomerang one. I'm kind of curious. Or the okay.
It's funny that they're all potions. Because they shoot out of your finger. They're not actual weapons. You're not buying weapons. You're buying potions to give yourself special abilities.
I want to try it. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to swap this one out for this one.
Yeah, the roundabout.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so things we've been talking about. So the bosses need to teach you how to defeat them. So you have that telegraphing. Mm-hmm. That's a really big thing here. A little bit of randomness, but it's contained. So you have chances of things happening within a window.
Like, you know that the big punch isn't going to happen twice in a row. Like, there's going to be a little bit of a gap. So you have a little bit of time to regroup if you need to.
But then we got the second form, much bigger, moved a little faster. It covered a lot more of the screen. You had the punch was different. It actually, I learned, last time I played this, I learned about the ducking thing from the punch, because in his second form, there's a visible gap between the fist and the ground. And so that was like, oh, there's a gap there. I can try crouching down. But
this person commented, don't see many games use 4 coins as a price compared to 400 coins. Yeah, it
makes a difference.
I mean, It also is, again, leaning into the period piece of it being, 1930s. Like you're not gonna need 400. Like 400 coins would be excessive in the time period that this is a pastiche of.
Now, what I was talking about with the boss earlier is that what I didn't know was with the gap with the fist in the second form, it actually also worked in the first form. 'Cause
Right.
You could duck under the fist in the first form too, which was kind of neat. And then the third form was a total tonal shift to the whole experience. Like that was a very, very different thing.
Well, and that's teaching you what to expect. That you won't have a boss that stays the same.
Yeah, and actually, let's try this boss next because there's actually more of that.
Botanic panic. Oh, is this the giant carrot? No. Oh, a worm. Acme Grow there in the back. Nice reference there.
I think it gets faster every time. But it goes through 3 phases, so it was like boom, 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 and then it was boom, 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 boom. Anyway.
It's an onion. It's an onion that cries. That's beautiful.
Here's
Yeah,
your
there's
carrot.
the giant carrot. I've seen images of this. Wow. Oh, he's a psychic carrot.
Is that a thing?
Well, he's massaging his head and doing. Nightmare Alley just came out. Guillermo del Toro's remake of a 1940s film based on a 1940s.
You know what the massaging
But-
reminds me of?
What?
The what is it? The barber shop? Not the Barber Seville.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's definitely that art style. But my point is that some of the occult stuff that was very popular in the 20s and 30s involved a lot of like, you know, your inner eye and all that kind of
Perfect
stuff.
run.
Yay!
Yeah.
So that's also very aesthetic. Got to improve that eyesight. Someone pointed out. 'Cause you got a third eye.
Oh, super meter. That must be. Did you use the
Yeah.
ability? Interesting. Okay. Hey, I've never gone down there before.
Ah, we got a soul contract.
Curious who this shady fellow is.
I'll be a monkey's uncle if I'm putting my moolah in the bank. For all I know, that devil probably controls the place too. They'll never get a hold of my gold if I spread it all around. And if some Joe happens to find a coin or two, good for him. That's what I say.
Uh-oh. Does that mean I need to, like,
That there are gonna be coins hidden around.
coins?
Yeah, but it's you. If you're gonna find them. That's just kind of that's what Caleb do. Ah, someone says hello.
Hello!
Hello, welcome.
Let's see. Yeah, so we're gonna go do this one because this is the other form of this game.
Okay.
So there's 2 primary modes. We've been playing in the core one, and there's a second one, and we'll go ahead and show this off. So
What's that? You two want to fly in a plane like I do? Ha! You're not sitting in any cockpit till you study those blueprints.
here's the blueprints.
Okay. Oh.
So this is the airplane mode.
Okay.
So you can shoot. We have the special, which we can't use. And then we have the parry, so we can come up here and we can go whoosh. It's actually way easier to parry things in the plane. And now that we are actually fully charged,
We be become Bullet Bill.
We become a giant bomb. It's great. Also, that's what happens if you don't have maximum. So you can get some charge here and then fire some bullets. So again, this is another thing, like being able to take a mechanic and then having multiple pieces of it that a player has access to. So we have the super system is really great at that. So you have, when you have just 1 or 2, 3, 4 cards, you can do a less powerful attack. When you have all 5, you then have a more powerful attack. And that actually creates a lot of interesting player decision. Do I use my opportunities with what I've been given to fire off a couple of these smaller missiles and get some damage in? Or do I bide my time, wait for that next parry so that I can get off a really big attack? So that's really good because it gives your players some agency and some decisions about how they want to go about solving the problems that they've been given. And this is the other thing, is the shrink ability. I haven't quite, because this is supposed to be the equivalent of, oh, that's actually really interesting. I hadn't quite gotten the hang of being able to use this mode yet when I was playing last time, but the shrink mode, I just noticing a couple of things. So it's supposed to be the equivalent of your duck, because you don't have a duck and you don't have a dodge. So both of those things you don't have in the plane. But notice this is how long it takes to cross the screen in the plane. This is how long it takes in the mini. It's a little bit faster, and that can actually make a big difference in a battle. Anyway. But it does have a smaller bullet with a reduced range, so there's a cost to using it. You can't just stay in mini mode. All right. So
Retin and Zeppelin.
This is what I was trying to do.
Hildeberg! I appreciate that.
This is the one I was trying to beat.
Yeah.
Last night, and I did not actually do it. I was able to get all the way to the very end, but anyway. We'll have to go through some of the stages here. Okay, so notice a couple of things. So we have these purple guys that are popping in from the right side, purple and green. They're really, really easy to destroy. So it just takes a couple of shots and they blow up. Then you have the boss. The boss is mostly just flying up and down.
Pink.
Yes. So the boss is flying up and down and throwing these ha-ha-ha-has. These purple guys are really, really helpful because they give you the parry items, which I just totally botched hitting. Whiff! But because they're so easy to destroy, if you're just kind of going up and down shooting the boss, then you can actually really easily destroy them and miss your opportunity to grab the parry. Whoa. See, here it is. Here's our parry, and we can start stocking up on them. So it's really important to start grabbing those throughout this battle. All right, let's just get some damage in here.
This is an interesting thing I've noticed. There's been the pink stuff often comes from purple characters. It didn't too in that the side-scrolling Mario version.
Well, no, those the red mushrooms.
It was the red mushrooms, but then also the pink
other
flower,
item.
the purple flower, sent out stuff too. But it wasn't always.
Well, no, the mushrooms shot purple items that were sometimes pink. That's what it was.
Yeah, but there are connections between purple and pink. So that's another visual way that there's communication, that this one might have pink stuff connected to it.
So in terms of the boss modes here, so we just beat the first mode and we're transitioning to the second one. This one actually has quite a few stages. And so you had the star symbol show up. The boss launched to the left side of the screen and then exited back from the left side of the screen. And has now changed into this bowl shape.
It's like a sheep bowl. I know it's supposed to be clouds, but it looks like a sheep bowl.
I love the sound effect, by the way. And this is one of those things where there's a telegraph there, but it's really, really hard to dodge. If you aren't already out of the way. See, that's
She's like a cross between Yubaba and Betty Boop.
It's kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
Ah. All right.
Fitting, isn't it? I'm a blimp. You're a wimp.
So you'll see here that the first stage we go through is just the on the wheel stage, and then you get the bowl stage, and then you get another
On the wheel
stage, and then there's another stage after that. So we'll go ahead and we'll get to that one.
Here's a real high-class bout. You're up.
Now, talking about patterns that are developing, you'll notice that the purple guys, they'll never be two pink ones at the same time, like in a row. They'll usually skip one or skip three. Skip
Ooh,
one,
that
skip
was-
two. That was pretty close. I felt that one. Also, there are kind of ways to play it safer in some of these levels. So I found with the bowl, staying just above the bowl is usually the safest thing to do. Staying under the bowl, I didn't have as much success with.
Okay, got through another stage.
Yep. Oh, that mini mode is really helpful. Wow.
Attacked you with words.
Ah, I could have just finished that out and dodged it, but I didn't. Okay, so now we get another constellation. What I find is Bite of 85.
Yeah, there's some Five Nights at Freddy's comments going on there.
So then we got this new star constellation, and we're gonna get a new form. Now, they actually changed this up. So this is about adding randomness.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, sorry.
So what they actually have is there are two possible forms in this stage. So you can get this one, or you can get well, maybe we'll find out what you can get.
They're Zodiac.
I wondered if there was some connection. I'm not familiar enough with any of that stuff to really have any idea, but I did wonder if that was a possible. Oh, that was probably a pink one. Dang it. Ooh, bummer.
The man behind the slaughter.
I kind of wish there was a way to get health back, but I understand why there isn't. Okay, it's the same one again. Yeah, so there are two modes that you could potentially get. I think the other one is just a tad easier.
So close.
Here's a real high-class bout.
It's okay. I didn't actually do very good at the start of that one, so. Okay, but I'm good. I'm good for a second shot. Ooh, I can get that purple or the pink one.
You can also use your special weapon. Don't forget that.
Yeah, I was actually just about to when I died last time. The 5-card special is actually the 5-card special. I like that. That's
Yeah,
actually,
someone's pointing out you're not using the cards enough.
Yeah, there's a.
They're not like potions. You should use them.
I know. There's actually using. Oh, here's the second one.
Oh, Castor! It's the twins. It's Castor and Pollux.
using the card right at the beginning of one of the forms makes it really the form go real fast.
Yeah.
Which is helpful. Couldn't quite get out of there.
So now we have 2 planes at once.
Oh.
A moon.
I cannot figure out.
These are
These
the UFOs.
and I have never figured out how to get past them.
You lost too soon. I was only half moon. Caleb was telling me about this last night.
Those are the UFOs. Yeah. Okay, so we're kind of we've done this a couple times. I don't know how many more we want to try on this one before going to something else. But the boss does teach you a couple of things, and so one of the things that I thought was interesting about how the one where the thing kind of spins around and shoots at you, they are spinning, and their spinning, I think, reflects how the direction that it spins in. I'm not 100% certain on that, but the fact that they're spinning kind of like telegraphs that a little bit. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in there. I feel like in the Moon Boss, you get to the end, you've made it through the whole thing, you've worked really hard, you've learned all of these things, you've got to the end. The UFOs get thrown in there, and I haven't been able to figure out what it is about them that allows you to get through them. And that's a little frustrating because, like, everything else really, like, the progression through the level felt really good. But that part feels a little cheap.
Well, it is the same thing that the other one did, which is the last form will not be what you expect it's going to be.
That's true.
And we've been taught that already. I mean, we've been hinted at with the idea of the stars.
I'll give it one more shot.
Yeah. And then we can move on to something else.
Then we'll try a different one. Because I think there's at least one other one.
But then the final, I mean, we've already learned that the final form that the final form might be something completely different. Someone's asking if you can go mini for the drones.
Yeah, I was gonna try and play with that. Oh, there's that thing I can't dodge.
Okay, you got your cards.
I know. There you go. Got the arrow shooter again. Gotcha.
Centaur. Pretty sure.
Ugh. That's bad. Oh, jeez. This animation is so weird.
It makes it seem like you're done, and then you aren't.
Oh well.
Oh well.
I tried. So.
This is the thing about challenging games that I'm appreciating from this one is that you have multiple options. That you don't have to just punish yourself over and over and over and over again to do the one thing if you really are struggling and you can't seem to quite get it. Ribian Croaks and Clip Joint Calamity.
I have no idea what this one
Yeah.
is. I've never tried it before. I haven't played Dark Souls before.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Dark Souls is linear in its experience, so I don't know if there's as much choice in that respect. But I know people talk about Dark Souls as being a really good example of one of these kinds of games. Again, I haven't played it, so I don't know. But it's the same kind of thing. Learning what the secrets are. And it's absolutely possible to, because I've seen people like beat bosses with their eyes closed, or one of them hooked up one of those like DDR mats and beat the boss using a DDR mat. Or did somebody hook up like electrodes into a pizza and then like tapped the pizza to like move the... The internet is a strange place, but if it can be done, it will be done. Let's go ahead and try this one. So we're back to using our regular... okay, let's oh, okay.
Okay.
This is really interesting because I have to like...
Yeah, 2 different enemies.
Tried to get the... Oh, and that was a problem.
We've been fighting souls since we've been tiny tadpoles.
Here's a real high-class bout. It's on.
Oh, we're going to switch it.
Appreciating that they're at a restaurant for flies.
That's pretty great. I hadn't noticed that.
They're the entertainment.
There's a lot going on in the background.
I know, that's my job.
Is difficult to keep track of because I'm trying to filter it out. I almost got to that next stage.
Here's a real high-class bout. Now go.
Yeah, Wes is pointing out the character designs are really cool. They are, and taking the variety of the kind of aesthetic time period choice is really cool.
Man, it's really hard to hit those ones.
You aren't limited to a specific brand. Like I know, like Bendy and the Ink Machine took this style of aesthetic, but took only one version of it. The like Mickey Mouse, Betty Boop kind of aesthetic with the hands and the with the white gloves, and this is doing more. It's not just that piece of it. It's
Jeez.
It's allowing the full breadth of the kind of aesthetic cultural background.
I did not do better that time. Go ahead, please. You continue.
I mean, Bendy the Ink Machine was trying for a specific thing, which made a lot of sense. Which is another game that's pulling off of the Walt Disney, Max Fleischer aesthetic. Actually, even more than that. Like, it's pulling on the specific context of what happened between Disney and Fleischer and...
Uh-oh. That's going to be a problem. Jeez. This was apparently the second mode.
Okay, so it's going to keep pushing you. So you can just focus on the other one if you want to.
What just happened? I don't understand.
Third mode, the last mode, which is... Oh, hey, Pink.
I just got it.
Which is great because, again, doing something weird. Actually, it's the flaming burners.
Jeez.
It's also useful because it shows you that this is the last one. If all hell just broke loose, if everything just got really weird,
then
you know that you're at the end.
I think I can beat it.
I'm so glad you're playing this.
Oh no! How close was I? Not even really that close. Dang it. Dang.
I mean, part of what makes this rewarding is that it is so challenging. Wes is talking about how this game is really hard and how he told us. But the point of a challenging game is to feel proud of yourself for the work that you did to do it.
Yes.
You're not just trying...
There's a little bit of that bragging rights thing going on.
Yeah, you're not just trying to move on from the story. You're not just trying to kind of have fun or play with something. You are like legitimately doing work. And that's it's a good feeling to when there's something that's really hard and you're able to beat it. That feels really good. Here's the slot machine.
Okay, I'm gonna...
Oh!
It's actually like a slot machine mechanic.
Yeah. It's like telling you.
I love how we both saw that at the same time.
It's because the coins here don't have the little B. They're not, you keep jumping up for them, but they're actually attacking you.
I'm not intending to jump up to them. I just happened to jump at the wrong moment.
You've done it twice. Maybe they aren't registering in your brain as like being.
I'm trying to get those parries, but they're just too fast.
Yeah, timing puzzles. This is all timing puzzles. I would fail at this so hardcore. I would get.
Oh, what did I do?
I would get angry. I would not feel good. I would not have the thrill of being challenged. This would just be miserable for me. But anyway, that's different types of games for different types of gamers. And different kinds of, for certain people, this has to feel really good.
What? Oh, jeez. I'm not sure that I'm necessarily one of those people right now.
Yeah, the coin can hurting you. Wes is saying that's kind of strange considering in most games they're collectible. Well, even in this game they're collectible. It's just these particular coins. They did try to make an aesthetic difference between these kind of coins. But it is a point that it's like that's one of those things that you have to kind of.
Oh, they're fireflies.
Yes.
They're on fire.
Yes.
Okay, I got it. Understood. can only damage it when the slot is open. Yeah, that seems to be it.
We got someone else in the chat saying hi. Hello.
Oh no.
A Cuphead enthusiast.
Oh, there we go. I was close.
That's where you always get stuck.
It's a pretty hard.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard. Like the variety. Well, again, so we've talked a lot about randomness, right? And so the
slot machine
is
actually
controlled
a slot
randomness.
machine. Yeah.
Well, you have one of three possibilities,
Right.
one of three possible outcomes. And so you know that there's always going to be one of those three possibilities as an outcome. So controlled randomness.
But I think part of the thing that made this game stand out. I mean, challenge games are. There are a lot of them. They tend to be really popular, just because on the online space. Oh yes, yes, Mugman Cuphead. That's actually why we picked this one for this month. We know that the Netflix show is coming out, which is why we picked this game for this month. And yes, we know that Mugman is playable. It's just not my jam, which is why he's the other one playing. I think the challenge games are really popular because of streaming possibilities. Ooh, this is different. But what made this?
Yeah, I got him.
You got it?
I got him. Yeah.
What made this game? I think what made this game stand out was the aesthetic. The way that it really leans into the aesthetic in the music and the art style. There aren't a lot of. This art style doesn't get referenced all the time. There are a few things like Over the Garden Wall references this a lot.
Yep. Well, we were reading in the Wikipedia before we started, and one of the things that they were talking about was this is sort of a reaction against pixel perfect, a lot of pixel art and other things, like very, very precise animation, whereas this is really messy animation. I mean, even if you start talking about the hitboxes of characters, you can get away with a lot of really generous margins in their hitboxes depending on what the boss is and what the animation is, which I think is very fascinating. Like, it's not clean cut like a lot of things are.
Yeah, but I mean that being said, that picking an aesthetic for your game that you're working on, and just embracing it all the way, really can make a big difference for your game, the experience of your game, for your players to enjoy it, for an audience. It really does. It really does make a difference.
Be gone, spirits! Oh, wait, you're real. I was about to hit you with the old parry move. That's how you deal with ghosts round here. Only a nitwit tries shooting someone who ain't really there. Speaking of not being places, would you fellas mind moving on? You're spooking the fish.
Well done. Well done, indeed.
Oh my goodness.
That's very satisfying.
The fish who's fishing and talking about ghosts.
We were just talking about having a particular aesthetic and utterly embracing it.
Yeah.
There you are. Yes. Let's see.
Oh, is that a bank?
A bike?
A bank.
Oh. Well, the guy was talking about the bank.
Yeah, how he didn't want to go in there.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
A mausoleum.
Let's see what this has to bring.
Talking about spooks. She was just talking about ghosts.
Oh.
It's like a challenge area.
Yeah.
Yeah. How? Oh, because she was just talking about parrying ghosts. So there was kind of a recognition that this was going to do something different.
Interesting. So I think I'm defending that thing. Oops.
It sounds like a baby crying.
That is actually kind of weird. Oh no. Well, that they're introducing another enemy type, so it's smaller, faster enemies.
You look like a little old man.
don't know how to thank you boys for saving me.
I love how you absolutely captured the character.
Where are my manners? I didn't even introduce myself. I am known as the legendary Chalice. Pleased to meet you. I was searching for magic and got trapped by those ghosts. Speaking of magic, please accept this gift. It should help. There are other mausoleums around Inkwell Isle. I just wonder.
It's fun.
That was the easiest thing I have done in this entire game.
You unlocked a new super.
Oh.
So that's how you get the supers.
That's how you unlock.
Dear me, you mustn't forget that magical super arts have to be equipped in the menu before use.
Thank you. Did you see the chat?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah. You have energy beam, a devastating attack spills from your head. Horizontal only, ground or air.
Thanks, Wes. It's fun. I mostly use it to read books to the kids. And to do this.
Or to read books to me sometimes.
That's true.
Of course, I've been reading Dune to you.
Yes.
All right, let's see here. What do we need to do? Should we go shopping? Oh, we don't have any more coins. So we can't
No, you kind of have. Oh, you can go. Can you go around?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the shortcut.
So you don't have to try and fight the one that.
All right. Treetop trouble. Oh, it's a run and gun. So we're actually gonna deal with another level here.
Yeah. Yes, as we mentioned earlier in the stream, we know that there's a new Cuphead series coming out. That's why we picked this for this month, knowing that it's coming out next month. Ooh. Oh, very Woody Woodpecker.
Very Woody Woodpecker. Oh, I just got hit by that. Ow, I got hit by that too.
Okay, so again, this is a very different. This is more like the side scroller playthrough.
Yep. Oh, and I died.
Who invited you into our tree? Only members are welcome, you see?
You're up.
Run and gun, yeah.
I'm gonna try this again.
They've had some nice variety back and forth between the kinds of boss types, the kind of fight experiences.
Timing on that is really terrible. As roly-poly comes through. Ah! Ooh, bad. Oh, man.
Jeez. Oh, you have to hit the parry to get
I
the
need
coin.
How do they get? Oh no! But I don't think they're gonna.
No.
Come on, give me another parry. Give me another parry roller.
I think you're gonna have to go on.
I know. I think I'm gonna have to go on. Ooh, that really irks my collector's sensibilities. I died. It's all right. We can always try again. I don't know if this is actually a good choice of weapon or not.
Of what?
Weapon.
Yeah.
Oops.
The interesting just just because we have the oh, here we go.
Yeah. I'm so enthusiastic.
You can parry butterflies too, Wes says.
Parry butterflies.
But some of them, but there haven't been. I haven't seen any pink ones, just purple ones.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah. Oh, is that a pink butterfly?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for the heads up.
Actually,
That's also a pink.
It's purple. purpley.
Okay.
You can parry the purple ones.
Okay.
No.
Jeez. And it just changed.
The level architecture.
Changed. Yeah, only pink butterflies. But the purpley, they're kind of purpley. Some of them are purpley pink. Nice kind of matching your aesthetic with the okay.
That's apparently what that does.
Oh,
Apparently, if you fall down underneath the scroll of the screen, you die. Word.
I was trying to point out that the run and guns have only been. Yeah, you can't parry that one. The run and guns have all been in the natural world.
Oh,
And
that's an interesting point.
the boss battles, it could be one way or another, but we haven't seen run and guns be in a city environment or in the casinos. You got a weapon now. You can use it if you want.
Yeah.
You don't want that coin? Oh, it's too
I
late.
think it's too late.
Yeah.
Right?
Too late. Oh, no. Maybe you can... Yeah.
Oh, hey, I got it. Did you seriously just ask me if I wanted that coin or not? Oh, you don't want that coin, huh?
You know,
All right.
Yeah. Everyone who joins us is like, there's a show coming out. We're like, we know.
Twas the inspiration for our shenanigans. I will say, like, I don't play tons of, super challenging games. Like, they're not usually my jam because, again, the balance between frustration and actually being enjoyable is a pretty tight line. But I'm enjoying this. This is pretty good. I have a feeling that there's going to be some harder sections before too long. We're gonna be even like really oof. But I do have to say I have a little bit of cred for completing challenging puzzle things. I did complete the Path of Pain.
This is true.
Whoa.
Oh, no. Okay, so that's good to know. Hey, it gave you a bonus thing so that you could learn that they disappear and come back again. So it taught you...
Oh, dear.
It taught you how to use those guys by giving you a bonus coin. To draw from. Oh, jeez.
Oh, what? What?
Oh, these ones don't necessarily disappear. Yes. Did you play Super Meat Boy?
I didn't.
We've had conversations about it before.
We have absolutely had conversations about it before. Oh my gosh. Did I get him?
Maybe?
All right, get over there.
Dash?
All right. No, I never played Super Meat Boy. I should have. Like, I should go back and play it. It's like, I know it was really well built. It was really good. I'm all right with that. I'll walk away with a B.
A B.
It was okay. It was all right.
Be a B student.
Ooh. Yes. I should go back and play it.
Did they say Cuphead? Did they say Cuphead when you get a new thing?
Yeah, that might
Cuphead.
That might be. Yeah, you might be right. Oh, he's an axe.
Yes.
He's an axe head, and he has a chin.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. Sorry, my head was thinking Pop-Tart, and it just didn't. I knew that wasn't what it was.
A metal Pop-Tart?
It wasn't what it was, but it just I couldn't quite get there, and I didn't realize.
I didn't see the chip for a while. It wasn't the clearest character design.
The old Flash games, yeah.
Laurel. Oh, I've seen this
Rip.
one too.
Rip.
COGG
Flash
Carnation. So I'm expecting that this is going to have a machine gun feature as part of it.
What do you know that I don't know here?
James Cagney?
Go on.
James
please.
Cagney. Okay.
Elaborate.
James Cagney was an actor in old Hollywood who was known for his gangster movies. The Jimmy Cagney pictures were what they were called. He made the same in the 30s. The same gangster movies over and over and over and over and over again. So if this is Cagney Carnation, I'm gonna expect some machine guns.
Well, let's find out.
Good day for us. Well done. Here goes.
There you are. There's a machine gun.
Yeah, there. Yep. The Tommy guns. That's a.
Ooh.
All right. So they. Oh, I've heard this before. This particular piece of music. So they gave us the little helicopter guys to let us know that at some point we were going to need to use them. That we were going to be able to. I'm pretty sure I've heard like a big band, like a band actually play an arrangement of this.
First try, I made it halfway.
Yeah.
This match will get red hot. It's on.
His
Terrifying.
when the flower pulls, it looks like a fist. Anyway, giving us the helicopters right away let us know that there was going to be, at some point, there was going to be something under it. We were going to need those platforms.
Right.
Hi, welcome. We have someone, Juju Games. Welcome, Juju. To the Central Ohio Game Developers Group.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
I'm not a regular. I'm not officially a member. I'm just here.
Dude, but we don't have official members.
Okay, that's fair.
We just have people who show up. You show up, you're a member.
Yeah, that's fair.
Uh-oh.
Ooh. You can use your big weapon.
I keep forgetting that is a thing. I gave it to him right in his face.
That one is not. Oh.
Oof. Man, I am so close to death.
They're giving a lot more parry options, too.
Yeah! I got him!
Wow.
Yeah!
That's not bad.
You know, there are 3 islands worth of bosses in this game, so we're not even a third of the way through. Welcome to the Let's Play of the month. And by that we mean our monthly Let's Play, not the best month.
No,
I mean,
yeah.
it is simultaneously the best Let's Play of the month and the worst Let's Play of the month. True.
Yay, happy Cuphead.
Okay, so it looks like we've kind of made our way across the island, and now we have a block, a dice block.
Okay, this is the first time we're going to meet the king dice or whatever.
Yeah.
The
Die house. This is where you
Wow.
die, or where you roll the die.
Remember to like and subscribe, ha.
I mean,
if you want.
if you want,
I mean,
it doesn't. I mean, definitely subscribe so you get notifications. But I don't know what if liking has any effect other than like.
We're not algorithm hunting here. I mean, this is more doing this on YouTube is.
Ooh.
Oh, it shows which bosses we fought, and
whoops, I'd left. I didn't mean to leave. I'm gonna go back in.
It was showing us the list of the bosses that we needed to fight and which ones we'd been able to beat already.
Are we missing one?
Yes,
What are you doing back here? I told you, take care of them dinners. You got what it takes, that is.
Oh, thanks for subbing. Sorry, reading the chat.
White enough bumping gums. Take a powder.
I wish I had that like the knee action.
It's
is
the
great.
it's the eyebrows.
Cuphead has some rhythm problems. He's got to work on that rhythm a little bit.
Yeah.
The Dice King is actually, I think he's in time.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
This is his music, by the way. I mean, like, he better be.
But that takes effort. Like,
Yeah.
that doesn't usually just happen by accident. You have to actually make that happen, which is nice. It's like, well done.
So anyway, it's good to know that there's like a way to tell which ones you have available.
Hello, welcome.
Yeah, those of you who've joined us later, who are saying hi.
This is the monthly Let's Play for the Central Ohio Game Developers Group. So we are an organization that's all about bringing people together who love to make games. And during our Let's Play series, which we do once a month, we take a game, we analyze it, we talk about its core design principles, and we see what we can learn and walk away from with. So we've been really enjoying the aesthetic of this lovely game. And I have to do this.
Yeah, you have to.
This is the only thing that's left to do.
I don't
know what else to do. Hey, if anybody's got any tips for the last part of this boss,
use your cards.
I mean, I did. This one I'm actually somewhat decent at using my cards on.
Yeah, we've tried the airplane boss before. We're not playing this game so much to beat it on this Let's Play as much as we're
just
playing
talking about the game.
Yeah, to talk about the design of the game and
wasn't paying attention.
yeah, to do the design of the game and to talk through how people can improve in their game design skills and their understanding of games.
To get good. Thank you, Wes. Always appreciated.
So we're not playing the game so much to beat it as much as we are to analyze it and to use it as a representation of challenging games and
Actually, a lot of times we intentionally don't play all the way through a certain game because we know that there's a lot to be said about playing the game for yourself. And so we try to play through. I mean, obviously there's far too much of this game to be able to play through in one session, but we have played through games before on our channel where 2 hours would actually be enough to complete the game or complete significant portions of the game. Just
a lot of what we're doing is a lot of what we're doing here is the way you can get good at something is you just have to experience a lot of it to understand what if you're a writer, you need to read books. You need to read a lot of books. If you make films, you need to watch movies. Like that's just a thing that you need to do to the way to understand the craft is to experience it. And sometimes it's good to, have that experience for yourself. And sometimes it's really good to have kind of a masterclass or a dissection. So this is
not that this is a masterclass.
No, it's not. Well, but you are professional.
I mean, true. But it doesn't mean I'm a master.
You're not a master, but you are a professional game developer talking about how games are made. So, that's something. I am not a professional game developer. I'm here to talk at the screen so he can focus on playing.
Yeah, so it's saying you gotta shrink into a small airplane to dodge the UFOs.
I mean, that's useful.
That's what we thought. I wasn't able to figure out like
how to quite do it yet.
What the trick is. Like, do you go up? Do you go down? Do you speed past it? Is that what the trick is? Maybe. I know. I'm intentionally waiting for my bullet so I can try to speed through the next form.
Yeah, because if you get the centaur guy again, that is just...
Which I just did.
Okay, let's do it. Boom.
Yep, there we go. Sped right through it. Ha! I'm feeling good about this one. Whew. I've got another bullet. There is something to do with variation in them, but I don't know exactly what. Come on.
See if we can do it. Okay, there's a red one. Another red one. And then there's a gold one. Come on. This is the longest you've made it.
I know. Oh, no!
Ugh.
Lydia! Oh, no! Oh, my gosh.
Do we want to keep trying or do
we've got like 10 minutes
Okay.
left before we're done. So, like,
Yeah, Wes is pointing out that colors seem key to this game.
yes. Yes. Which, again, interesting conversation about color blindness there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Is there a colorblind mode? I'd be curious to like check the options.
Yeah, this is something we've been. Caleb was playing another game recently, and this was a big part of the conversation around accessibility, and especially because colorblindness is so common.
What is it? 1 in 10?
I don't remember.
I think it's 1 in 10 men.
I'm a carrier for it, but whatever. That's the extent that I know about colorblindness. But it is way more common than a lot of people think through or process, and it really does. It really does inform a lot about. It really does inform a lot about how people play and how they engage with the game. And as we've been having some conversations with Caleb and his colleague, were talking about a specific game, and his colleague is colorblind, and it totally changed the experience and made it not nearly as valuable. And I mean, it is worth having a conversation about accessibility, which you don't have to, you can have a color version, but trying to think through, like, what else can you do so it's not just color, if there's a way you can do texture or
I didn't pay attention to
symbols
the
and things.
vertical movement. All right. I got a few tries left in me.
Okay.
But I'm cruising through these first sections. Like, it's a little wounding to my ego because I've played a lot of like shmup style stuff, and I'm just usually really good at this, and this is like kind of infuriating that I'm not as good as I usually am.
Especially this kind of like flight version of
There was a cornered me. There was
the gold ones go for not very long, the red ones go for long, is what someone is
so
indicating.
I think what I started to notice, oh come on. It may actually also be. I don't know why I did that. It was really dumb. The other thing that may have been going on. I need to verify this. So I think one of them, the gold ones. Yeah, that was just a bad run overall. The gold ones, I think, they are timed when they shoot their beam. The red ones is proximity based, so you have to be close to them so that they fire off early so you can dodge through them.
Right.
But the gold ones seem to be timed more. I think, maybe.
It's fair that they were like, really, you have to have beaten this boss before you're allowed to go in the next part of the game. That does make sense. I mean, especially because this is the only kind of this kind of boss fight on this chunk of the game we've played so far. And you're going to encounter it later. You're going to encounter it in a more difficult way. It makes sense to kind of be like, look, you have to. I mean, that's in that way, game as tutorial makes a lot of sense, where you have to have the skill before you can do the thing.
Yeah, that's one of those things that's really interesting to talk about. Like, we talk about tutorials a lot, and I'll be truly honest, there's a lot of really bad tutorials. Like, there's some bad tutorials like out there. And tutorialization of your game is super important. Tutorialization just means generically teaching your players how to play your game. And like, it's a really critical piece of like the player's experience. And see, I shouldn't talk while I'm trying to do these. But
sorry.
No, but no, it's super important. And the games that do tutorialization the best, and I find this is almost consistent forever. Games that treat the entire experience from the beginning of the game to the end of the game as a holistic tutorial experience are usually the ones that do it the best. Because like the...
Okay, let's see if the proximity.
Oh, jeez. I just kind of slipped past that one accidentally.
Oh.
I thought I could get off a couple of shots.
Oh, no!
It was right there. It was right there. Okay, we've got like try for maybe one or two more tries.
We're gonna go to 4 and then we'll wrap up. But
yeah. Dang. So close. Phew. All right, but yeah, games that teach you how to play through over the entire course of the game. The sort of like perfect example of this is Portal.
yeah.
Basically, the entire game is a tutorial. It does it very well.
And I think that's important too, because that's how you can keep up the variety of your game. Like a lot of games will hit a point where they just become the same thing over and over and over again, and there's nothing new left to teach, and that really can impact the experience of the game.
That's really like one of the attractive things about the Metroidvania style, is that you have the progressive addition of new tools that aren't just new weapons, but that actually have a significant impact on the overall experience of the game. Like how you move throughout the levels changes. I mean, just like in a standard Metroidvania, getting a double jump, or like a hook shot, the entire game is different.
Yeah,
and that's the kind of thing, like introducing new things to your players throughout the whole process, so that they can, grow with your game, basically. I think you get cards as you hit the enemy too.
Okay. Sorry.
I did it! I did it!
We got an achievement, a walk in the park, because we did all the things in the park. Ah, finally.
And also, I think the trick was red beam doesn't necessarily hurt you. Zip through it on the little ship.
Yeah.
That seems to be the key. And I got an A.
Wow.
I got an A. Wow.
Dude, that's the thing about a challenging game. You worked
at it. You worked at it.
Yeah, and then because you had to work on it so much, you actually did better, and then you feel more rewarded.
Yeah.
At the end, because you learned it.
I wonder if that would be if like you did a data collection and you kind of looked at what the scores people did and how many times it took them to do it.
Yeah.
Like I wonder if on average, if it takes you less time to beat it, if you would get a lower score on average than the people who takes longer to beat it, just because you have to out of necessity, create mastery. I don't know. I just thought. Okay. So since we did this, let's go talk to the dice and just see what happens. If it's going to be another battle, we're not going to do it because we're out of time here. But
we did them all.
There we go.
Well, ain't that a pip? Looks like you boys really put the kibosh on them deaders. You can head on over to the next aisle. Plenty more marks for you to lean on there.
All right.
Guys, hang on! Thank the stars I caught up with you. I believe I found a way out of this mess you're in.
Hot dog, you have?
Your strength is growing. You'll soon be a match for that no-good King Dice, and maybe even the devil himself.
Golly, do you really think?
I do, but you'll never get close to the devil unless you already have those soul contracts in hand. Only then will you get a chance to turn the tables on that fiend. So when that time comes, do the right thing.
That was fun.
Yay. Oh, there is a carnival.
There is a carnival. I'm getting Pleasure Island vibes.
Ooh. All right.
Which, contemporaneous.
All right. Yeah,
I think Pinocchio came out in the 30s or 40s.
I'm going to hit the old transition button.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Cuphead.
Yeah.
What did you think? I'll ask you. What you thought?
Oh, I really like this aesthetic. So that's fun. Again, I wouldn't play it. Nope. And I mean, it's doing interesting things. I think a lot of it comes down to the aesthetic. I mean, it's well made. It's good gameplay, but it's the aesthetic and the kind of world that really takes it into something special that is really hard to copy because it's really its own thing, and you couldn't do this halfway.
Right.
What makes it so good with regards to its aesthetic is that it leans into everything, like the sound, the animation style, the extra little pieces,
the vocabulary,
everything.
Yeah.
Like this is really committed to the kind of game world that it is, and that takes it into another level. A lot of challenging games are kind of boring to watch because it's just like you run into the same walls again and again and again and again and again. And the whimsy and the weirdness of this game keeps it interesting. And also the random component as well. The random component of the fact that the attacks aren't always the same every time. So you can fight the same boss 5 times in a row and you won't necessarily get the same attacks. And that helps with when you're expected to play the same boss more than once. You're going to fight this boss more than once. It really helps that you don't see the same thing every single time. That helps keep it a fresh experience. And,
well, that's an interesting conversation on mastery too, because like with any super technical game, like where the timing, the input is really important. Mastery is kind of the key technique or the key feature that you're trying to develop in your players. And so when you are what you're teaching the player is not do this series of things, because that's pattern matching, which is a totally different kind of skill. Not totally different, but like it's a different skill. So instead of doing that, what you're doing is it's kind of like creating a toolbox of patterns. And so you know that when this thing happens, this is the kind of pattern you're expecting. When this thing happens, this is the kind of pattern you're expecting. And actually, a really interesting exercise that you could do when you're building a game that relies on this kind of gameplay is you could start actually thinking about, okay, here's not just thinking about it in terms of like, here's what a boss could do. Like they could shoot these things or create these things. You could also start thinking about it in terms of how can your player respond? So if this thing happens, what could your player do? What various strategies could you think through? And so, what was I going to say? I got distracted. And yeah, so you're thinking through what the player can actually do, their patterns and strategies. And so you're actually starting to think through what could we, how do we, this is really where you take the conversation from what is a specific game play into what is a specific player experience. How do I actually want the player to engage with this? And how do I then start pushing them and creating what's the word I'm looking for? Like, there's a word. I'm trying to say emphasize, but that's the wrong word. But like, how do you encourage your player, push your player subtly into following the patterns or following that? Or what is also really cool, take your game to places that you can playtest them, because what they are then going to be able to do is as soon as you put your game into the hands of a player, it is almost a guarantee they will play it in a way that you didn't expect them to.
Yeah.
And that will create, the more you get to do that and the earlier you do that, the more you will be able to find the fun to create the best player experience. Anyway.
And promo, if you want to, if you're working on a game and you want to bring it to a community where people can play it, a community of people that will be kind of a safer place to try this out, Prototype and Play.
Prototype and Play, which is another monthly event that we host through COGG, where people will bring their games, and then we've been doing it a lot online just through Discord. And so people will bring their games, they'll screen share, or they'll create links for people to download the games on like itch or whatever. And then you can actually play the games, engage with the people who are making them, have good conversations about it. And so if you have a game you want to show, we'd love for you to come and show your game. If you would like to come and play people's games, we'd love for you to come and play their games. So yeah, absolutely. Very great. Okay, well, that wraps up our time together today. The one last thing I want to announce is this coming weekend is the annual Global Game Jam event. I think they're actually opening the door to hosting from local organizations all week, but the COGG specific one is this coming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we'll come together. You'll get on a team. You don't necessarily have to have any explicit skill sets. Just come if you're interested in learning about making games. We'll get you with a team, and you will spend the next 48 hours building a game together. And it's so cool to see what comes out on the other end. I've gotten to do it for both sides, like making games and hosting games. And
sorry,
no.
It was a particular game that Caleb made one year. There was a lot about things coming out on the other end.
Wow. All right. Wow. Okay. Whew, all right. So with all of that said, Global Game Jam coming up this weekend. We'd love to have you jump on board. It's going to be
weekend.
This weekend.
Oh yeah, well, but we're on the weekend.
This coming weekend, starting the 28th. Global Game Jam. We are our local site organization for Global Game Jam, and we'd love to have you join us. And we'll see you then. See you on our Discord. I should try to. Hey Wes, since you're posting links, could you drop a link to our Discord in the chat, please? So feel free to join our Discord, and that's just about us. So we'll wrap it up. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming out. We had a lot of fun playing this. Hey, 2 hours, I beat the entire first level of the game. That was pretty good. Would not have happened if I hadn't have already kind of practiced a lot of those. Well, I only beat one of them.
Yeah.
I actually only beat one of them in my previous attempt. So, all right. Thank you all, and we will catch you all later. This has been our COGG Let's Play. Bye.
Bye.
And transition.